to have created the first American flag. So, let's learn a little bit about her. So she was born on January 1st in 1752, and she is the 8th child of her parents who had 17 children. She was working in an upholstery shop. Betsy shared a mutual attraction with another apprentice in that upholstery shop, and his name was John Ross. Now, Betsy's family were Quakers, whereas John Ross's family, his father, was an Anglican priest. But the two of them, Betsy and John, fell in love. But interdenominational marriages were deemed unacceptable by Quakers at that time. The penalty for marrying outside the Quaker faith resulted in being read out of the congregation. This meant that a person would be cut off emotionally and economically from their family and would no longer be able to attend Quaker meeting house. Family and church associations were instantly dissolved. So, she was 21 years old when she eloped with John Ross on a November night in 1773. They crossed the Delaware River and were married at Hug's Tavern in New Jersey. Their wedding certificate bears the signature of William Franklin, son of Benjamin Franklin and then governor of New Jersey. Wow. So about 2 years after they were married, the War for Independence began. Around the same time, they decided to open their own upholstery shop, and members of the militia units brought work to them where Betsy repaired uniforms and made tents and blankets. Their marriage, though, only lasted 3 years because Betsy became a widow on January 21st, 1776. Mr. Ross died. She continued to work in the upholstery business after his death, and in May or June of 1776, history says that she was visited by George Ross, her late husband's uncle, and also one of the men whose signature appears on the Declaration of Independence. He was accompanied by Robert Morris and George Washington, and they reportedly discussed the sewing of a newly designed flag with Betsy. As part of this discussion, Washington requested 6 pointed stars be used on the new flag. However, allegedly, Betsy convinced him to use 5 pointed stars when she showed him how easy it was to cut out a 5-pointed star in just one snip. So, let's see. Some historians say that the story of Betsy Ross and the flag was fabricated during a time when people craved a sense of patriotism. Others think the story of Betsy and the flag was created to acknowledge that women contributed to American history. The importance of whether Betsy Ross sewed the first flag shrinks when one considers the following. To celebrate the bicentennial anniversary of her birthday, the U.S. Post Office issued a commemorative Betsy Ross postage stamp. Also, a bridge across the Delaware River that connects Philadelphia with New Jersey was named the Betsy Ross Bridge. The stamp and the bridge are tributes to this woman's life and her willingness to think independently and work with others in support of freedom. Her life was true, even if the story about her sewing the flag is uncertain. So she